you live back in the days. Don't be left behind. Join the new normal of digital world. Let radio and television be at your fingertips. Get news and current events, entertainment, sports, kiddies programs, and more at your beck and call on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Just visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. Then you are a global citizen. Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Voice of the voiceless.
There is a wise saying that there are no desperate situations, we only have desperate men. Let me use this to welcome you all to the Politicos on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. These are the programs where we talk about things that are going on around the country, and especially we focus more on things that has to do with politics and things that has to do from human angle. Those are the things that we discuss on the show every week. My name remains Moses OKUNLOLA. Before I bring in my guests and we go further about what we want to discuss today, let's quickly go check the political news that we have for today.
Amen. To rebuild and restore where freedom rise and truth prevails. Our land where there's hope for us all. Our land where there's hope for us all.
Yes, those are the political news. Now we have Wike makes APC campaign cancelled for Bayelsa governor election. I know people will be wondering, Governor Wike of PDP, why is it among the campaigning cancelled for Bayelsa governorship election? Also, we have NNPP suspend Kwakwanso orders for 6 months. Yes, you will recall with me, Rabiu Kankanso is one of the presidential candidates. Is the presidential candidate for NNPP during the just concluded presidential election in Federal Republic of Nigeria. We also have Nigerian's dilemma as ECOWAS threatens war against Niger junta. Also, we have Taiwo Akinkunmi, the designer of Nigerian flag, dies at the age of 93. We just pray that God will continue to abide with the family. Those are the political news that we have for today.
Many people, different tribes, different tongues.
Well, you're still on the Politicos on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. As I said earlier on, that this is a show where we talk about things that are going on around the politics as far as Nigeria is concerned. And we do tell us every time that Nigeria is ours. We have no other place that we can call our home. There's no other place we can call our country than Nigeria. That is the reason why we need to come together in unity to work for the progress of this nation. There's no doubt about it that the current situation, the economic situation of this country is not smiling at anyone. But even at that, we don't need to fold our hands as citizens. The government cannot do everything for us. The government will play their part. Also, we also need to play our own part too, just to make sure that everything in this country go on well. Because in this country, there is no average earner. You can only say that you're rich or you're poor. Is that you're in government or you'll be part of the general public. But how do we do it? How do we make things work out? What we'll be discussing on the show today is the issue of palliative being given out by the federal government. The disbursement to all states, as the federal government rightly announced it last week. Some states have started receiving the palliatives for their for the people of their state. Why some are yet to get, why some have gotten part. All those things, those are the things that we want to check. Federal government, are they doing the right thing? The palliatives being given out to people Are they the things that we need presently to solve this problem? You will recall May 29, when we handed over the mantle of this country to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, part of his inaugural speech, said subsidy is gone. And as at that time, we're still getting fuel at the rate of 185 naira, 210 or thereabout. But immediately after the statement, the price of PMS skyrocketed to 500, 400 or thereabout. About a month ago, the money increased down to 617 naira. Something sold for 580, and these are still on different businesses, on everybody in this country. The workers' salary still remain the same thing. The NLC sometimes ago have a nationwide protest, but what happens the following day? They call it off. Then, what do we expect from the government? Do we really have belief in this palliatives given out by the federal government to everyone? With me on the show today, is a political analyst, is a public commentator, and when it comes to politics very well, he understands it very, very well. Let me introduce my guest on the show today. But before I introduce him, let me go on the commercial break. Once I'm back, you see me and my guest on the show.
To uphold the honor of our land and for generations to come, and for generations to come.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at Tausaf Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Tausaf Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 Tausaf Central Mosque, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to Tausaf Travels and Tour.
Just let me throw it out that the federal government, through the secretary to the government of the federation, said last week that 100 trucks of fertilizers have been released to different states. We also have 100 trucks of grain also have been sent to states, and also 5 billion will be given to each state. Likewise, 5 trucks of rice will be delivered at each state as well. Some states have gotten their own, while some have gotten part. What's your reaction towards this?
Thank you very much. It has to be like that. In a country where we don't have steady policy, in a country where we don't put human touch in our activities, in a country we put cart before horse. It has to be like this. Now, sending out palliatives to cushion the effect of what? Let us look like this. Will it be better not to slap you than to slap you and be begging you?
Oh,
Thank you. If I slap you, I'm begging you. Meanwhile,
it's deliberate.
thank you. You have your one side of that place swollen up. Would that begging remove that swollen up? It won't. You see, one thing I noticed in this country is that our political class are taking us for granted. And let's begin to thank God that the environment is changing gradually. What do I mean by that? This type of occasion has never happened before. And that in this country. And that is what they are still living in the past. Now, come to think of it. During the campaign period, where did you see them rolling out their manifestos?
One thing that is general that they do say is that once we get there, we're going to remove the subsidy, and that it's coming from the mind of average Nigerians that we just want this subsidy to be removed so that things will come down.
Because of what they told us. They didn't start from the subsidy per se. Ab initio, they started with they are smuggling our products outside the country,
Yes.
and that because the cost of our pump price is very cheap, and that is why they are making much money on it in other areas. And that is what they started with. After they satisfied themselves, after they failed in that gimmicks, then they now return to issue of not even restructuring. They talk about before they now come to this issue of palliative. I mean, before this, they withdrew of subsidy.
Yes, it talks about restructuring of the country, all
Concerning the issue of oil, it's not after that one. They are now saying that okay, they want to, in order to stem down the activities of the people that are smuggling our materials. Then they started selling those things, our properties all over the world. They said okay. They use one very funny language, and if you find it all of them are there. All of the privatization from there, because our people are not managing the industry well, and that is why they want to privatize it. So if it is an individual operating it, definitely they will make more money. That is the first. That is another second gimmick they told us, and we feel like well, anything government business, people don't undo it very well on the other, and all like that. Later, after they have exhausted their also the second gimmicks, then they now came up with issue of subsidy. Don't forget what they told us was that this subsidy, they are subsidizing the importation of our commodities. The first thing is that it is recently that we got to know the story behind it all. Why are you taking our crude products? That according to the engineers, to the
why do you need to export it to go and refine
then
it?
you refine it for us, and we still use our money to import it, and we pay at a very high cost again. And then no, it's not. There's nothing. Okay, when they say that there wasn't no subsidy, they came out to say no, nothing like that. Then where are we? If they remove it, immediately it was to announce that if there's no real subsidy, then stop it. If they stop it,
you know, average Nigerians then would believe this issue of subsidy once
was
they
real.
remove it. Yes, but there are some cabals.
That is the gimmick.
There are some cabals that are taking the money.
That is who are the cabals? You and I.
No,
Then I cannot come and tell you that
these are the peoples in government.
there are some people. The word of cabal came out from them. It is not for you and I.
Sure.
We didn't know them, but they knew them all. It was the language out of their hearts, out of their minds, that it is cabal. When it is cabal, then why are you punishing Nigerians? Why can't you punish those people?
Because I can't we identify them.
That's I use the word gimmicks. You see, they make all the words so make believe. That is where they have hoodwinked Nigerians. They hoodwink us to believe that thing is real. And yes, now we subjected ourselves to it that it was real. We believe one day we will come out of it, but later they came out with another gimmick. Then we were unable to maneuver out of that. You can compare this type of policy of withdrawal of subsidy. Okay, the first question somebody can ask is, why is the previous administration withholding action on it? What has led to that withholding of their action on removal of subsidy?
Despite the fact that the former president happens to be the minister that handles the petroleum very well.
For that good 8 years, was the minister for petroleum.
Nothing changed.
Nothing changed. And they cannot give us a very convincing explanation about it. That is the extent of the wickedness.
So I was saying it's a good move.
What is good move?
For the new president to let's remove the subsidy and forget about it.
Okay.
Everything.
Thank you very much. It isn't a good move. Why? It's supposed to study the situation first. Okay.
Before the pronouncement.
Yes, before you see, I'm sorry if this language is too harsh. That language of 28 is executive recklessness. You were not in the government. Even if the party is the financier of the party, everybody knows him that this that. Meaning that what he has come to do that day, he knew eventually what actually went wrong throughout that 8 years.
And we've not been balanced in that statement. Subsidy is gone.
You can't balance. Okay, what were they able to do? What they were only able to do is for us to say, okay, they want to push that effect. It's not to remove it. It's just like if you have pains, sort of, and you have relief pain tablets, you will be relieved.
But it doesn't take out.
It doesn't take it up or out of you. That is the meaning of politics. But you see, in the past, what the previous government administration did then, that even by the time they want to increase the pump price from even with by ordinary 25 naira or thereabout, they will first of all roll out the palliatives that will push in the effect of that hardship. Or that 25 naira. I've never seen the administration that has increased the pump price as terrible as at first. You will see it was the previous administration that increased it from 97 to 145.
In 2012, sir, President Goodluck Jonathan, the former president,
yes,
he increased it from 97 naira to 144 or 145, which we protested against.
Yes.
Even this current party, the ruling party championed
the man in question, the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria today, championed the cause and he mobilized people. We thought he was on our side there.
Eventually we should have been patient with Jonathan.
Yes, we thought he was on our side. We will have been patient and see what is going to happen. He protested and he was saying, we will put heaven now. If Jonathan, then, okay, it is not his own personal gain. It's for the benefit of Nigeria and Nigerians as a whole. So if Nigerians can gather and say they don't want it, then you have to hands up. And now, we are now on it. They have removed it. Okay, between you and I. What have you seen that has given you succor or relief since the pronouncement?
Even you say this is should have been in the form of a question or is what is general to people that immediately that statement subsidy is gone. We've been leaving one hardship, moving from one hardship to another. The price of PMS now is 617. Some people are religious enough to sell for 580, 590, 600
yes, very good.
Yes, or thereabout. But the cost of living is getting high every day.
Times what can I make it to be? The cost of living. Okay, before the pronouncement, the cost of Congo Gari was 200, 180, 150 to some extent. Immediately that pronouncement, as we speak, Congo of Gari is now 600 naira.
Which is the food for the common man.
For the, I'm mad with one language. They say poorest of the poorest. What is the meaning of that language? That is part of the way our political class are insulting our intelligence. What is the clarification for the poorest of the poorest? Then look at this issue of analysis of their own palliatives.
I still want us to talk about the analysis of their own palliatives. Now, I have issues with it. And this is the issue I have with it, and it's coming in the form of question. 5 billion to all states without considering the population of each state. Is that not a problem? Kano State compared to Ogun State. Kano State compared to Osun State. See the volume of peoples that we have in Kano State to Osun State to Ogun State.
And they were given equal amount.
Yeah, they have been given equal amount. Everything they are sharing is just equal.
That is part of what I'm saying, that in a country where we don't get it right, this is what we will be experiencing.
Do you really have belief in this palliative?
What is belief? That 5 billion, they have not released the entire 5 billion.
Yes, some
One,
receive 3,
one,
some 2.
say
Yes.
1. 2, the so-called 5 billion, according to the news, the part of it is loan.
Yes.
Not the entire 5
Yes.
billion.
The state will need to
Either
repay
2 billion is the loan or 3 billion. Only God knows
Yes, they will still need
their
to repay some.
analysis or calculation towards that. Meaning that some state governments are still going to refund whether 2 billion out
Yeah,
of that 5 billion.
Yes.
Are you getting? Then to what extent? Okay, what is the yardstick they used to give them the 5 billion? No, start from the point of that. Okay, by the inception of this administration, it's going to borrow 500 billion in order to cushion all the effect of these things. Then we borrow 500 billion. Okay, to do what? Out of the 5 billion, when we saw the analysis, certain billions went to the Senate, and that is legislature. Another certain billions went to the judiciary, while the rest is meant for we people. Then are they saying that the rest will be adequate for us, despite the fact that we have been experiencing hardship right from the introduction of the cash swapping. It was since last year October we have entered into the problem.
We're designing of men.
Yes. By the time we were coming out of it narrowly or whatever,
That we're being relieved.
we are okay. We are having a sort of really okay. Fine, we will be having. My dear brother, that particular the designing has already collapsed some SME, small scale. They have finished their businesses. They have gone back to the unemployment market. Maybe those are the categories that they were saying that the poorest of the poor, because they made them probably they impoverished their lives. So they are very good to call them poorest of the poorest. Then okay, are they thinking that okay, how many millions of us are in this state that they are giving us 5 billion? Then what are they going to do with unemployment in Ogun State? The numbers of unemployed people in the state are even greater than that of the employed class.
Not even in Ogun State, it's actually
I want to use Ogun State as an example. I want to use Ogun State as an example. If you take that one into consideration, you will see that the issue of palliative is an insult to our intelligence. You will never see a very well-designed administration behaving in such a way, because you need to program yourself. Okay, if you do this, this is going to be the after effect. Okay, this is how we can arrest the. You will see that this before you know it, you will get it right. But with this situation, we will continue to struggle for it. And the soul cushion effect, I've never seen it. It's over almost 3 months that this thing has happened. Are you saying that if somebody is suffering for headache for 24 hours, behold, if that headache did not subside after 24 hours, consider that person gone. Consider that person gone.
So
You cannot survive.
If I get your analysis very right, is that all these things the federal governments are giving now, talking about the 100 trucks of fertilizer, the grains, and 5 billion. Now, the 5 truck of rice to each state. Some people analyze it this way. A truck should take like how many bags of rice? We don't know the actual because you know anything that has to do with this country at times when you heard it you just be like, wow.
You go mad. You go mad.
Now, 5 truck of rice for a state. If you were to share it, maybe the families and the state, or I don't know how they want to share that. Everything will just go around.
A country that don't have adequate statistic
There is no database.
sensor.
There is no
database to
There's no
come.
database.
Then how can they get it right? They can't. They're only trying to, like I said, they're only trying to play up on intelligence so that they use it. They thought they were still living in the past. Gone are the days. Will you see any station that will continue to criticize government in power?
No.
But by the time they say, okay, their city, state station, state radio should not be, before you know it, other stations are taking it up. They'll pick it up. That is the joy we are having today. That yes, the solution is becoming closer now, because they can see that even apart from the political opposition, we don't need them. We don't need them. Because the party that was in the power in 1999 to 2007 or 2011, then this party took over in 2015. Then we have not seen the difference. Even it is even much harder than what we were.
Well, I have a question before we go on a short break. Why is it that in Nigeria we condemn a government in power, but immediately that government left, we refer back to them?
Yes.
Because I can go during the time of Jonathan, when President Buhari during the campaigning, say Baba, Buhari will do it better, Buhari will do it better, will do it better. Everybody, I can remember I was in Anambra State then. Everything people are just saying is that no, we need Buhari. Buhari came in power. This good 8 years. At the tail end of his administration, we want him to go. This Buhari can do this and do that. Immediately Buhari left, it's not even up to 6 months. Some people are referring back to now Baba we talk say in the disturb us with this new administration. Why is it that in Nigeria we always have that?
No, not Nigeria. It's fulfillment of the scripture. Fulfillment of the scripture says that we will be comparing one government. With another. We either compare it positively or negatively.
But this one is not coming in a positive way.
It won't. Why? The class, the percentage or percentages I can say of the people that cannot think outside the box of their brain was so much than the people can think twice. What am I talking about? Okay, in the course of the campaigns, some people are given 2 years of this Ayifele Ankara, and they put on, they go and buy another additional song, they put it and they continue to dance behind them. The thing they did some years back, that they suffered for it, yet they were seeing the people embracing them, dancing, because of what? Because you can see that what Nigeria politician will do is that they will make sure that they strangulate you with everything you can come out of, so that they overreach our people, so that they won't be able to think outside the box. If you are hungry, you won't be able to think better. Yes, and they make people suffer.
An hungry man is an angry man.
If you become angry now,
and then
you are hungry.
You're hungry and there's nothing to eat.
At the end of the day, you will enjoy yourself. And they are very clever. Immediately they see your countenance, they will run away from you.
Maybe, can you relate this to what happened in Bayelsa? The boys looting and where they kept the palliatives.
Why do they go and keep it? The same thing happened on the COVID-19.
COVID-19, yes.
You can see.
Are you blaming those boys?
Why are you blaming them? Why did you go and keep it? Why did the government?
Maybe the government is waiting for everything to get set. And
Look, during the course of their election campaign, they still distributed some of these COVID-19 palliatives. Even some of the rice and some of the commodities they were giving to the CDAs, you will see that it has rotten off. You ask them, where did they get it? It's part of it. That's what they are keeping it for. And they are deliberately making people suffer unnecessarily. So that when they say, hey, come, they will. You have no choice. You have no choice to go. And that is the problem we are facing. Until some of the people they are using become to think of it, who am I? What is my gain? 2 or 4 years of growth should be my gain for 8 years, for another 4 years, for another 4 years, making all this while since 1999 we have started practicing consistent democracy. I've never seen anything change in the life of those people following them.
Even some people are even they will be rich during this period of giving out palliatives. The head of the committees, they will have their family. Some people are even smiling that, oh, it's coming to you their ways. While you're still on Politicos on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio, let's go on a commercial break. When you come back, we'll talk more on what is the way out of all the problems we're facing in Nigeria regarding this issue of subsidy, the hardship being caused as a result of removal of subsidy. Still tuned, we're still coming back.
Though we are many people, different tribes, different tongues, we're united in our strength and resolve to uphold the honor of our land and for generations to come. And for generations.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to see greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at Tausaf Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at Tausaf Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 Tausaf Central Mall, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to Tausaf Travels and Tour.
Gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó pàgbàmù ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zayana. House of Zayana, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zayana, lẹ́tí máa rójúlówó Turkey wears, Egypt and Malaysia clothing, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣe, àwọn aago kájọ́ tó ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbafẹ́ lò gbà. Mo débẹ̀, ojú mi ń ṣe kámi, èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ́ gbòógì gbọ́n pa fashion tẹ wá nílò jàlábíà hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi House of Zayana lẹ́ẹ̀ ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zayana wà ní 52 ọlọ́run ṣògo road adjacent Redeemed Church Agape Parish ọlọ́run ṣògo Abẹ́òkúta. Lórí Instagram House of Zayana 08165688618 House of Zayana ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì.
To stay on to the Politicos on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio where we discuss the palliatives being given out by the federal government to cushion the effects coming out of the removal of fuel subsidy, which we all know that the current state of our economy in this country is not that good at all, and what the federal government is providing is still even enough to solve the problem. Like my guest rightly said, when you slap me now, you beg me, and you slap me without begging me. What's the change? When you beg me after slapping me, will not remove the pain, will only make me smile at you and be at peace at you. But the pain you've inflicted on me will still be there, and that is what we're discussing on the show today. Like the governor of Edo State, Obaseki, he said, "My people, do not rejoice over this palliative. Because at the later end, maybe you go with a cup. Maybe you go with a cup of if a state governor is even reacting this way towards the palliatives." Now, some raise the question that Lagos State and Kano State have about 15 million residents. Talking about the people that dwell in their state, in their states. If we don't know anywhere in the country,
That of Kano and Lagos should not be a hidden place.
should not be a hidden place. Even during elections, we wait for the votes coming
From Kano
and Lagos State, and they are giving out 5 billion to all the states. How do we expect them to cope? So that is the problems that we are having in Nigeria. And let me go to the next question that I would love to ask my my guest. Now, what do you think the government can do? With all these things the government has promised and they've started giving it out, they thought they've been able to work perfectly. But do you see all these measures working out? If you don't see them working out, what other measures do you think the federal government needs to work on very fast?
Well, already this measure is a failed measure.
It's a failed measure.
It's a failed measure. Don't either take it or leave it. Because it will fail to plan to
Plans
fail.
to fail.
If they have planned it, the measures they are introducing is they will have passed. But because they didn't plan it, because the country of ours is fond of doing policy somersaulting. And that is where we find ourselves. And that is why, no, I didn't mean they have planned, they have calculated what is the population of Nigerians. Then what do we do per state? How can we, at least the inflation, let the school resumes and see how the parents will be groaning.
Even some who have started withdrawing their students from private school back to public school.
They have.
Because I'm talking to the parents. I have an engagement with the parents yesterday telling me that they've increased the school fee by 10,000 naira.
Just 10,000.
I talked about the cost of transportation. He said before the transport through and through is 10,000 per 10, but now it's 20,000. And we are being given the palliative of one spag, probably.
Now, no, the palliative the government is giving to the civil servants is 10,000, and they are practicing. They will pay that one for just 3 months.
Yes, in Ogun State. Kwara State will continue Giving them
You
10,000.
can. Then you need to ask yourself, why do we have different policies put in place? State A will use a policy different from the policy of state B, and we are in the same country.
And you know, different states have their own peculiarities.
What is peculiarity? What do you mean by that peculiarity?
What I mean, for example, in the northern part of the country,
Yes.
we have the Admondiris, a lot of people. We believe in Southwest, we have educated elites. There are many, maybe due to the way they are. That is the reason why you go to different states, you will see that talking about the infrastructure, what each government focus more diverse from one another. What Lagos state government will focus on may not be what Ogun State will focus on. That is what I mean by the peculiarities of their citizens. For example, the giving out of grains, giving out of fertilizers. It will work in some states, but it may not work very well in Lagos. That is the reason why I heard that some even states are even converting that grains to spag.
Why wouldn't they, my brother? Now you are giving them fertilizer. Perhaps they have not plowed the land they want to plant the crops.
That's another thing.
Now, would the germination of that crop will come as quickly as expected? Come to think of it, even in our environment, if we plant maize, it will take us how many months? 1 month?
No.
2 months?
No.
3 months? Then what about the suffering you will be passing through? You see, in those days, our father but my father is a peasant farmer. What we will eat in the next 1 year, it will already be in the barn. Planning the one you will be planting, you do that one. So by the time that one will be, then we will be eating out of the one in the barn. That is exactly the planning we are talking about. And I don't know why they cannot plan. And there's nothing short of it that because they have, you see, so insulted our intelligence and said, okay, fine, these people. Okay, you talk of Al-Manjiri. Abi, can you compare the life of Al-Manjiri there with our own system here? It's not. Then why can they use that yardstick for us?
Why can't they do the distribution according to the
peculiarity of each state?
Of each state.
Or the peculiarity of each region. We don't share the same peculiarities.
We don't share the same things, yes.
In the eastern part of the country, they have their own peculiarities. In the western part of the country, we have our own peculiarities. In the northern part they have their peculiarities.
The issue of grains will have been more useful when you take it to the northern part of the country because
that is where they mostly needed
it.
It is not we. We know the system at which we do our own agricultural system. So in a situation where we put something behind, we don't plan before we take a step, this is the result of what we'll be getting. If you think of when we mentioned about 10,000, then I think Edo is giving 20,000. Some of them here are even condemned in Edo. You can see that, you will see that the first problem we don't realize that they have processed something in our brain and discovered that we are short of one thing, and that is quick idea. By the time governor of Edo said he was telling us that we are in problem in this country because federal government is printing money. We inject politics into it, and we started say something. So he defected from the party.
And he understand better.
Yes, he knew them better than any of us. But immediately, in order for the people for the party he came, in order not to expose them, they started brandishing him with whatever. And you see, because we are so gullible, I want to say it. The most gullible element we have in this country, with due respect, we are the most educated people, and that's why I consider some of us are educated illiterate.
Even we don't vote.
The very first person you can consider cheap to get to your side is the person so-called educated. You can't get those 3 facts easily. No.
They will have 1 point to
no.
argue.
They will continue to ask you a series of questions that it is unexpected of them. But like you and I, oh, immediately, okay, my schoolmate, okay, I know which school did you attend? So I won't give it second thought again. So anything you present to me, I will just take it. That is why we are facing these problems of this palliative. Even you see, from the world, you see, that's why I use that analysis. Like, you can't just hit me and say sorry. Okay, I'm driving and I'm chasing you with a vehicle. So will you wait until when I knock you down? And Moses, I'm sorry now. Without saying, that is what we are facing right now. Now, when you are giving, even okay, palliative, at least to give us certain relief, not to give us total succor.
Not to solve the problem.
Not to solve it. They are not even saying to solve the problem. They know what they are doing. They know that by the time they tell you that in order to solve it, but the game they are playing, they will play it as if you will be in order to douse down the tension. Okay, why? Now they are not telling us that effective from February next year, we are not going to importing petrol into this country again. Then what is on the ground? They didn't tell us what they have been doing. What they will do that.
But the new minister, I think they told us, even the president promised us that at the end of this year, some of refineries will be working. At least one, will start working.
Do you realize that since 1999 they have been repairing these refineries?
Even it will surprise many to know that we have 4 refineries in Nigeria.
And until the 4 collapsed.
No government even look at every year they use money on it. Every year there is allocation.
Are they not budgeting for it? Even in the 2023 budget, was there no budget for it?
Dangote just build it up within.
Are they telling us that the federal government is so poor that it cannot build a refinery? If the old ones are not doing, why don't you build another new ones? Because of the population, yes, of course.
Of which we're not even printing our money. And I think that we have power, we have sovereign on some things.
They don't, if you are relaxing because they have told you that you just be seeing that by the time they look at your tension is going down, you will see that the issue of okay, by the time the refinery was commissioned, it was July last year that it will begin operation. Abi? No, July this year.
This year, yes.
July this year.
But yet.
Which month are we now?
August.
Even
we run it to an end.
There is no possibility of the refinery to commence operation this year. Then I think when a project is commissioned, it must be ready to go to full operation
immediately.
That is how I met it. But what we are seeing today is different. Then the question is that what type of the game are they really playing with us?
Well, come with because of our time, let's quickly round it up. What advice do you have for the government?
Thank you very much. The advice, if they want to take it, they have to suspend the idea of deceiving Nigerians. They should come out loud and clear what they are going to do. People of my country, this situation, it goes beyond my immediate remedy. These are my plans. I will do it. They didn't tell us any plan ahead of it. So if there is no plan ahead of it, we cannot be sure of any quick solution to it. No. They have to come out in clear terms. People like me don't trust them. I don't believe them until when I see it
happening.
Until when I see it happening, because they have deceived us for so long a time that we have trusted them, but they disappointed us. So they have to be more sincere in approach to this economy buha. Removing that one, we can't have me, because it's only the truth that exalted the nation. Just
Well, thank you very much. It has been a beautiful moment on the show today, where we talked on this palliative and how to cushion the effect of our removal of first subsidy that has been a major problem we're facing in Nigeria presently. Average Nigerians, even within average, we shouldn't even call it average Nigerians. All Nigerians are really suffering from this part of economy. And the federal government are giving out palliatives out to some states. Some states have started distributing, while some states still withhold it. Some states, like Bayelsa, where the youth has been able to loot, where they kept all the palliatives, and this is as a result of the hardship. We are not condemning the government, we are not condemning anyone, but what we are saying is that the government needs to come to face the reality of the day that people are really suffering in this country. As we all know, cassava, garri has been is a food for the common man that even you can ask your children to take anytime they like. In fact, once they're taking garri 100 times in a day, the parents will not have the effect. But now that you can get cassava, a bowl of cassava for about 600 or 500 naira, even rice is not a food that you can get anywhere. I can recall very well some times ago, when it's during parties, during anniversaries, festive period, that is where we get to eat rice. But it got to the time whereby rice is everywhere, flood everywhere. But visiting a person and the person is giving you rice, you know that this person is extremely rich. That is the extent at which we've met ourselves in the country. I'm talking about the small-scale business owners. The economic has already clung mode of majority of them. In fact, some have stopped, some have go back home, some have go back to their villages just to look for something more better. And there's no job for the youth to do. Actually, we have a lot of things, but time is not on our side. Especially, let me appreciate our guest on the show today for taking your time to come, Comrade Emmanuel Sunday Adiegbe. He has been able to do justice to it, and I hope that we'll be having him in much of our program probably next week and beyond. We're going to be having on our shows that will be discussing on things that has to do with politics and Nigeria, just for the better, because we all pray for a better Nigeria. But still will come your way next week. Let's continue to be a good citizen of Nigeria. Nigeria is ours, and I hope that Nigeria will be better. From Al-IyamoyeTv and Radio, we want to appreciate everyone that has joined us on the show today, and also we send our tribute to the family of Baba Taiwo Akikumi, the man that designed the Nigerian flag. We extend our condolence to the family. But we'll meet next week on the show. My name is Moses OKUNLOLA. Thanks for watching.